Good afternoon, students, and hope you all are fine and doing your best in your exam. And coming 22nd, you are going to appear the most fascinating paper of your CA foundation, that is business economics. And in this paper, that is means what we have only 10 chapters. Okay, then part A, the microeconomics, we are having 5 papers. Sorry, 5 chapters, and in the part two, that is macroeconomics, you are also having 5 chapters. So let us have a look on these particular individual chapters of micro and macro also. So in the microeconomics, we are having the first chapter, that introduction to business economics here. So that is the first chapters. It is the all about regarding the what is business economics and how is it related to economics. And the most important part of this business economics is the difference between macroeconomics, positive economics, and normative economics, types of economic systems like capitalism, socialism, and mixed economy, and also that is basic problems of the economy, that is called the fundamental problems of an economy. So in chapter one, so we have to focus on this particular 4 aspect of this chapter. Once again, I'm telling the macro, positive normative economics, types of economic systems, and the basic problems in economy. So if you focus on these 4 aspects of chapter one, so you will have the maximum questions MCQ from that chapter one. So regarding the chapter 2, the demand, supply, and consumer behavior, this is the most important chapter of this particular microeconomics. And the entire full chapter, demand, supply, consumer, you have to go through the entire chapters. Okay. So that means I'm just recommending you that each and every part of this particular chapters you have to look into. And the chapter 2 and the next chapter is that is called as chapter 4, that is market and receipt types. That is market types is also very very important chapters, because you are discussing the price determinations and in perfect competitions, in monopolistic competitions, and also oligopoly. Okay, so that means in chapter 4, it that means what I'm expecting, that it will have 14 to 18 MCQ from this chapter only. Okay, because it also carries the percentage of marks very, when it compared to higher to other chapters. So after chapter 2, the next chapter is 4, very, very important. And after the 4, the coming chapter is 3rd, that is theory of productions and cost. And it is expecting that 10 to 14 questions we will have from this chapter, theory and productions and cost. So in microeconomics, chapter 2, chapter 4, and chapter 3. These are sequentially you have to go through this, because these 3 chapters are very, very important from your micro point of view or from your coming exam point of view. And regarding the chapter 5, business cycles, we'll have that basic things like expansion phases, contraction phases of business cycle, the causes of business cycles, okay, leading indicators, lagging indicators, co-incidental indicators. So these are very, important aspect of this particular chapter 5, that is called as the, business cycles. So you can, if you have any look on this particular expansion path, expansion contraction phase of business cycle, or business, that means causes of business cycle, you'll have maximum MCQ from that one. Okay. So let us go to the section B, that is called macroeconomics. Okay. So in this particular part, we are also having the 5 chapters. One is the determination of national incomes. This is the, it will maximum questions will from GDP deflators. Okay. And GDP, nominal GDP, real GDP, 2 sectors model, 4 sector model. Okay. So these are very important part of this chapter 1, the determination of national income. Then coming to the chapter 7, that is called the public finance. Okay. So public finance, it is all about the, government roles, like the role of the government, like, allocation functions, redistribution functions, stabilization functions. Here, these are the 3 important functions, very, very important from your exam point of view. Allocations, redistributions, and stabilizations. Then second part of this particular chapter is the market failure. Very, 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 very important part of this public finance chapter is market failure and the government interventions. How the government will minimize this market failure for the economic welfare or economic benefit of the society. And then this chapter also carries the importance of the externalities here. And this external is very, very important, because you know that that externalities is a major, that is the drawbacks for the market failures. Okay. And apart from that externalities, you are also having the merit goods, demerit goods, like public goods. Okay, you have to also think of this one. And last part is called as the fiscal deficit, budgeted deficit, revenue deficit, and also primary deficit. And last one is called the crowding out. Crowding out, which I've already discussed in the class. That's crowded, how the government is, how the crowding out is important for the economy analysis or economic, the policy making. Okay. So this is chapter 7. This all about the things you have to look into. You have to think of all those things what I have discussed with you. Then in chapter 8, it is a money market. Okay, money market means here that is money multipliers, money M1, M2, M3, and M4. Clear? These are 4 important part of this, money market, and also, that is money multipliers. Chapter 9, it is called the international trade. This is also very, very important, because, we have studied the international trade of the absolute cost advantages here, that is comparative cost advantages, that is Hexter Oiling theories, that is, import exports, foreign exchange rate here, how the rate is determined in the market, okay, and how the, difference between, that is the devaluations, appreciations, devaluations and depreciations. Clear? These 5 things are very, very important from this international trade. And last one called the Indian economy is the very boring chapters of your total entire economy, entire syllabus. But still we have to give importance to these chapters, okay? Because it is expected that there are 5 to 8 marks questions we can get from this particular Indian economy. And Indian economy is all about, that is your primary sectors, secondary sectors, tertiary sectors, and that is called as the, Indian economy reforms 1991, particularly refers to the LPG, liberation, privatization, globalization systems. Okay, so we have to, that means to go through this very particular part of this Indian economy chapters. Okay, nothing to worry, because it is all about the data and also facts. If it is not possible to, if you not have any, that means accurate data, please forget or ignore the questions. Don't attempt the questions, because negative mark is there. Okay, so if you are sure certain, then you can go for these questions of these chapters. But apart from that one, you have to think of the mainly primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sectors, and the Indian economic reforms, especially with reference to LPG. And the most important part also is their IPR, Industrial Policy Regulations, 1956, 1980. Okay, so this is the 5 chapters, but the most important chapter sequentially is 6, 9, 8. 6 means that is determination of national income, very, very important. And 9, 1 is international trade. And after 9, then 8 is coming. That is called the money market. So that from the overall view is seen that from the microeconomics, sequentially you can go through from chapter 2, then chapter 4, then chapter 3. And in macroeconomics, we can go through from first chapter 6, then chapter 9, then chapter 8. Okay, clear? So apart from that, syllabus, we have to go through the MTP, mock test papers, that is series 1, series 2. It is compulsory. That means we try to find out the times and go through the particularly MTP of series 1, series 2, and also RTP revision test papers. Okay. And if you are having some old question paper, you also can go through that old question papers. But these 3 MTP, RTP and old question papers are very important issues for your upcoming exam, because you'll have the ideas how the question is coming, or what angle the board is asking the questions. Okay, clear? So now that means regarding the chapters 1, 2, 3, regarding the macroeconomics. Okay, so very important part is that the time management. Okay, the time management is very, very important, because only you are having only 120 minutes for 100 questions. Yes, it is not necessary that you have to attend the 100 questions. Okay, not necessary, because you have to find out the which question you are very much confident, means 100%. If you are 100% confident, you appear these questions. Okay, so 7 to 75 or 80, to maybe 80 questions, you try to find out or try to solve within the first 1.5 hours. That means within 90 minutes, first 90 minutes, you have to try to solve the 70 to 80 questions in which you are very much confident, and that means you are sure that I will get 100% marks in from these 70 to 75 questions. After that 75 questions, then the next 25 questions you can appear for the 30 minutes. Okay, clear? So once again I'm telling you, you see, I'm repeatedly I'm saying that 100 questions, if you go for 100 questions, the per question is 1.2 minute. 1.2 minute, that means 72 seconds. And if you appear to 80 questions, the per question you are having only 90 seconds. And if you're having the 75 questions, the per minute questions you are having 96 seconds. So my point is that don't go for quantity, you go for a quality. Okay, 75 questions if you appear and you are 100% sure that you will get full marks. So not necessary to appear the all questions. If you are appearing all questions and you are confident, is okay. But don't go for the, guessing. Yeah, because negative marking is there. Whatever marks you are getting from the first 75 questions, then you will get the mark deducted from the negative question, marking or from the wrong answers. So be sure that, be confirm that whatever the questions are there, I am very much confident I am getting that full, so I will have the 100% marks from these 75 or 80 questions. Okay. After that, the next 20-25 questions you can appear. Okay. So the time management is very important because everybody knows everything. Okay, clear. But how you are presenting the fact in the exam, that carries the importance. Okay. So you have to very trick. Okay. You have to very fundamental and you have to very punctual regarding the time management. Okay. And once since paper is an economics paper, then you have to go through the graphs and that is called the figures, because in economics, because lot of workings should be there. So whenever you are having any difficulties, when you are having any confusions, so better to draw the graphs of figures. Then you can have a clear cut ideas. That means what should be your answers. Okay, clear. And particularly, that the Keynesian theory, investment multiplier, here is very, very important. The Keynesian MPC, MPS, marginal property to consume, marginal property to save. Here, this is very, very important. As I have already told you, the two-sector model, four-sector model, Keynesian investment multiplier, MPC, MPS, these are very important touching part of this entire business economics. Okay, clear? So, apart from that one, so you have to go for that means, don't get panic. Don't follow that means what others are doing. Don't simply ignore. If your friends are asking what questions you're preparing or what things are, that means rejecting you, that means remain silent. Don't don't answer any question, don't respond to any questions. Just you come and quiet, you do what you want to think that is my better. Okay, clear? So don't be panic. Clear? Have a sound sleep. Okay, and be confident. Clear? Thank you all. Hope you are coming with your flying colors. Thank you very much.